Good evening and welcome back to the Fate of Drakkenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream campaign, and my name is Monty Martin, running our game as Dungeon Master.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Sebastian Crow, the half-elf shadow sorcerer, and we're joined today by our good friends
Jill Donitis, playing Veosenia, the Tabaxi Gloomstalker Ranger Rogue.
And Joe O'Gorman playing Pluto Jackson, the Human Battle Master.
Thank you for joining us once again. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. We're the Dungeon Dudes, and Kelly and I post new videos every other Tuesday and every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything D&D. So check us out at youtube.com/dungeondudes.
You can also join us on Tuesday nights when we record the campaign live on Twitch. You can check us out from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch the video episodes of the show on our YouTube channel or check us out as an audio-only podcast as well.
And we just want to send an amazing thank you out to all of our Patreon supporters. They make the work that we do here and Dungeons of Drakkenheim, all of our streams, possible. So we'll have more information on how you can help support the show at the tail end of the episode. But with that, let us return to Drakkenheim.
Drakkenheim is no more. The devastation which fell upon that accursed place left a kingdom in ruin. Now, horrors lurking in the haze grow ever more great and terrible, while simmering tensions between rival factions boil over into outright war. The power of monarchs, mages, and priests hangs in the balance. 6 unlikely heroes join forces to confront the coming chaos. They shall decide, once and for all, the fate of Drakkenheim.
Welcome back to the Fate of Drakkenheim. When last we left our heroes, we were in the midst of some reunions and reshuffling, as both our groups of heroes, Veo, Sebastian, and Pluto, as well as Wilhelm, Rudy, and Wrath, have now reunited with their original companions as they all gather upon the free city of Liberio, located on the great center of the Middle Sea, almost that crowning jewel of the entire continent, where the people of Liberio are an independent city-state, separate from but deeply involved with the politics of the great powers of the continent, Illyria, Caspia, and Westamar, because they lie right in the middle of all three of these great nations. Our heroes are about to converge here on supposedly neutral ground to discuss the final round of negotiations with the Illyrian delegation from the Silver Order and resolve their duel with High Paladin Uriel Radley. As a special guest at this event who will decide the victor of the duel between Pluto, Wilhelm, and Veo, as well as Uriel Radley and his companions, Venus Joplin, the High King of Caspia, is making her way towards the city, as are allegedly the Lord Regent of Illyria to join in the final round of these negotiations. With so many diplomats and delegations that are coming in towards Liberio, the city is abuzz with nervous energy. All throughout the streets, you can tell that the people of Liberio are rather nervous to be hosting such powerful individuals from their nations. And as you head along the streets and even through the local taverns and the businesses and marketplaces, just as many of the people of Liberio talk about their stories and memories and experiences of all the times that Liberio has been attacked, invaded, and conquered by Caspia, Illyria, and Westamar, because all of them have done it at least once.
Some good years.
Over the history of the continent, Liberio has been invaded and conquered by all of the great powers, and Liberio has only won its independence with a hard-fought rejection of the politics of the established nations, and so there is an air of distrust that is palpable as the people of the city see those who are openly wearing the delegations of the other nations. Normally, the people of Liberio are happy to trade with anybody, no matter where you are from or who you are. But the involvement of the politics of their former conquerors, setting a bit of a sour energy and a sour mood amongst the normally jovial people of Liberio. Meanwhile, Veo and Pluto, you have made your way through the streets of Liberio, a fantastic city, towards the villa of Isabella Ezio. She is the elected consul of the legislature of Liberio. Liberio is a democratic city-state, but it has a unique form of democracy. For the people of Liberio are distrustful of elections, and so in Liberio, one of the legislative houses, one of the government houses, the assembly, is actually chosen by lottery, and the other legislative house is chosen by election. And so Isabella Ezio is the consul that leads the elected house, but within the city, this doesn't give her anywhere near the political power that the monarchs of the great nations would have. Nevertheless, she has opted to host all of you, and as you are brought through the city, her villa is a long building that is built around an open air quad that overlooks several gardens in a finer area of the city, but certainly her personal home is by no means the vast manor houses that you would expect from the nobility of the larger nations of the continent. Definitely one of the larger homes in Liberio, but nothing compared to a palace by any stretch. As you are brought through the doors, you're brought out to the back balcony. You're ushered through the doors, past the colonnades and up the stairs to the rear balcony, where Sebastian Crow is lounging over a bottle of wine.
But look at this guy. Lounging around while we've been doing so much work.
Relaxing, just hanging out. I mean,
I'll have you know that I am sitting on a field of victory. Okay, maybe not. I've been busy too. I've earned this rest. How are you guys?
I fall on you in the chair to hug you.
And I jump on top of both of you.
We all fall off the chair into a pile on the ground, and I'm ruffling your hair, and oh my god, plural gods, multiple. I don't know. I missed you guys.
We missed you too.
It was so tough without you. You have no idea how many times we needed you. Everything that you bring to the table, we were like, we'll just do this, and then Sebastian will. Oh no!
Oh no! I will never take magic for granted again.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm sure that whatever you guys did would have gone a lot smoother if I was there. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure we handled everything pretty amazingly. Okay, I don't know why I'm doing this. I really missed you guys, and I actually didn't know what to do without you. And I'm trying to be cool right now, but
Sebastian,
No.
you don't need to be cool for us. You just are cool.
guys, I've never been cool, and
You are
Pluto Veo, I don't. Never leave me again, and never go anywhere without me. And I don't think I'm capable of handling the things I thought I was good at handling without you guys by my side. And I missed you. I missed the way that you murder people, Veo and Pluto. I missed Wrath and Rudy. I would like try to get some try to get some fun comments out of them, or like get them to be like, I killed a demon once, and like nothing. They were
They're a
actually
serious
recently.
bunch. They're a serious
Yeah,
bunch. them
they're
two.
on a different weird level. Like
Wrath
that.
he was pretty cool, but
Yeah, Wilhelm is just. I think he's got a lot on his plate. Obviously, but yeah, he has this book that he just follows rigorously, and he's just going on and on about his all these problems that he can't overcome, and he just rhymes them off like we have the book too, like we have them memorized. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
we just miss your go with the flow, Sebastian.
Yeah,
it made it so much easier just to do
it
what
was
we
just
needed
like trying to
do.
convince him to do stuff, and we're just like, and then he would just do such
rules, you know?
wild things. Like, yeah, we need you. Like, I think we were so used to a more casual approach to.
Although I did save his life and
Oh,
almost
that's
died twice.
He almost died.
Died.
Why? How?
Okay, once
Assassination
was
attempts.
Assassin and Robots, but then
Yeah.
the second one was
I'm
That
sorry.
was my own fault, actually. I can't remember.
Lenore, yeah.
Through a delirium wall. That was my bad. But
Did you? Okay, wait. Hold on. There's a lot to unpack there. I'm sorry. Lenore.
yeah.
What about her? She's dead, isn't she? She died in the castle in like, I don't know, when we were there.
Nope.
Nah.
Nope.
She was like, I will stay behind in this basement and live out the rest of my days.
let
And we
her.
were like, all right, bye.
And she was
living her days.
Yeah,
but,
she lived those days.
And she tried to kill you?
Yeah. We tried to kill her, for the record.
To be fair,
Yeah, and
we did come in a bit aggressively.
We
You know.
came
Why
in,
why
yeah.
were you trying to kill
Swinging.
Lenore?
Well, I mean,
So there's
so
this.
she didn't suffer, you know.
So long story short, we were basically fighting for your life, and we made a
I
bet.
heard about this.
Yeah, we made a bet, and we totally realized that we should have included you afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even worry about that. Tell me, how angry were the Illyrians? Were they really angry, or were they just a little angry?
So angry. So angry that they were willing to kill you.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Wow. Yeah. But
Um,
we wouldn't let them. We would not let them.
okay, now about
Yeah.
this other thing. The robots, assassin robots. Tell me more about that.
Wilhelm shook their hand and then they tried to kill him.
Yeah,
What
they
is-
were.
I guess he didn't shake their hand properly. I don't know. They were coming after him. It was very
Who sent them?
aggressive. We don't know.
Veo made a deal with Blackjack Mel to try to get some info. We're still waiting. I'm sure Blackjack Mel's good for it, but in the meantime, yeah, we don't know. But I have to tell you, Sebastian, they really gave off an academy vibe.
Is very magical.
I mean, and I know, but like, I mean, I know we've dealt with I'm not saying that it's necessarily the academy, but like it could be off academy. Like, remember
No,
what Oscar was pulling? You know, remember what Ryan Graymer? Like, it had that air of someone that had a lot of specialization. They were scary.
I may have. So, while you guys were gone, we got the scepter of Saint Vitruvio.
You got it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, like, mission
You were
accomplished.
supposed to just go check things out.
More than mission accomplished. Good
Yeah.
job.
We went to check things out, and then we found things, and then we took things, and then we ended up in the Enigma Ziggurat. And then we were talking to an academy director, and then the academy director was making deals with the Queen of Thieves about a robot army.
A robot army?
The academy director was making delirium-infused robots that may or may not be assassins. So there's some connections here that we probably need to investigate.
Holy macaroni.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
That can't be a coincidence that that's what we came up against. Because there
Well-
definitely was delirium.
They had delirium. They had like, they weren't like, I don't know what a robot is, but these things were like, they looked like a man, but they weren't a man. They were like made of other material, and they sort of like walked and talked around and moved, and they just were after Wilhelm.
It's more likely that you'd use the term automaton or construct over
Yeah.
robot.
Friggin' automatons.
Constructs.
Automacons. I have to obviously mispronounce it due to my.
Oh, you guys don't have
My simple
automatons?
nature.
We had a few hanging around in school, but, you know.
I mean, the only ones I've ever seen are like the dragon at the castle.
Well, it reminds me of River's Guardian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these things were much more like River's Guardian just seems like a pile of metal that was, sort of like slow moving and sort of like ominous, but these things were like built for a single purpose, and that was to murder Wilhelm. they were very determined.
Relentless.
And as we said, like Veo sacrificed basically herself to stop it.
Then the question kind of becomes, was that the Academy director, Alabaster? Or was that the Queen of Thieves? Or was that another third party who also has access to automatons, who wants
who?
Wilhelm? Who?
There are owls in here?
Ooh.
They get in here? The Alabaster? Who?
Oh, one of the Academy directors, the first one that I've ever actually met in person, and he was terrible. And it was Wrath's dad, which made it even more awkward and uncomfortable. And Wrath was like, I thought that it was going to be cool. I thought Wrath would be like, Dad, you don't own me. But instead he was like, Dad, you do own me, and I will do whatever you say. And like, bow down to the all great and powerful director who's telling me that I am garbage. And it was I don't know. I thought Wrath was kind of cool. It's weird. He presents himself as having so much confidence and such a backbone, but the moment he got in front of his dad, he was just like, bleh. And just
Speaking of dads, I'm totally like, I'm probably gonna like run things soon.
what? Yeah.
I've been
Run things?
working on things, but I think what you may have discovered might be connected to whatever came after Wilhelm. Then
This is going to require further investigation. Why would the Queen of Thieves want Wilhelm dead is one question. Why would we need to find out who wants Wilhelm dead. And I'm sure there's a lot of people, sometimes me, but
We did
more
hear a lot
often
about
other people.
the nobles and they have a little bit of beef with him right now because he
Mhm.
hasn't really gone around and done the tour that he would normally do. I mean, he's got a lot on his plate, so totally understandable, but there's some unhappy people out there with Wilhelm.
I guess that also begs the question, besides the fact that the Illyrians are really upset with me because their soldiers tried to murder us, so I murdered them back.
Right.
Besides that, how did the negotiations go? Are we at war? Are we...
So we basically boiled it down to a duel.
As you would,
Yep.
Pluto.
Yep. And we're actually going to be settling it here.
I think this is going to position us to be more stronger in the negotiations.
Let's hope. Politics aren't really my thing. I was just told that I'm supposed to stay here because we're preparing for a bragging match. Is that right?
By the way, not to brag, but we killed Big Linda.
She was bigger.
We got big
Without
old-
me?
Not you were there in spirit.
Yeah, you were cheering us on, buddy.
On the sidelines. The old,
We were doing it in
little
your
slugger.
honor.
Yeah.
Wait.
Your honor.
The one enemy that the three of us couldn't defeat, you guys defeated with Wilhelm?
Something like that.
Oh.
Maybe. Yes.
It was mostly Veo.
No. It was team effort. Team effort.
Yeah, Wilhelm really didn't do anything. He just watched.
So the two of you, without me, wow. Anyway, I'm not even mad. I'm just impressed. I'm a little mad, but I'm
We
mostly
did go in
impressed.
prepared knowing what we were going kind of. Well, she
Yeah.
did change a lot and was very much delirium.
She's currently regenerating at any
Infested.
moment. And you
I
have to be
thought-
very
So that was
careful.
different.
I thought she was devoured by rats.
Oh, she was. And then I think she swallowed some of them because I went inside her mouth and there was a bunch of rats in there and they were eating me. Anyways, hey, what are you talking about? You were supposed to go on a stealth mission to just check things out and you stole the scepter of Saint Vitruvio?
I stole a lot of things. Stole some hearts as well.
Classic.
Like literal hearts?
Yeah, do you have
Actually-
a bag of hearts? Like,
I hold up.
Because
I
I-
hold up a bag of hearts.
Got some meat apples in that bag there.
Mm.
Okay.
But also, if you guys haven't explored Liberio yet, the muffins are incredible. The coffee's great. There's this incredible thing. It's like an iced dessert. They call it gelatea or something of that sort. I think it's with an accent, I believe. A Liberio.
sounds awful.
So what you're saying is we may have fought Big Linda, but you sampled the taste of Liberio without me.
As you finish that sentence, a voice speaks out from the edge of the balcony saying, "Yes, and he's spent the rest of the past several weeks drinking his way through my wine cellar. But that is Liberian hospitality for you."
Thank you for that, by the way.
The woman there
Still
is the consul Isabella Ezio. She's a middle-aged woman with long brown hair that has been tied back in a ponytail, and she's wearing modest clothing for a politician of her stature. Aside from the chains that mark her as the consul of the city, and as she steps out onto her own terrace, she continues and says, "All of the lovely things that you have been enjoying in Liberio are now in a little bit of a disarray with all of the, shall I say, turmoil that has been brought upon the city by hosting you all as guests. But the good news is that the the assembly did vote this morning unanimously not unanimously, of course, but they did vote to allow the monarchs of the nations to enter the city.
I thought this was the free city and people could come and go as they wanted to.
Free people can come and go as they want to. But a monarch is another matter entirely, especially when they're coming in under guard.
Why did we plan the whole event for here if there was going to be an issue?
Because it seems that the leaders of Westamar, Illyria, and Caspia are up to their usual expectations that they can simply walk all over this city and demand whatever they want from us at any point in time, despite us being our own sovereign city-state.
You sound angry, and
on behalf of
I
everyone, your counselor, I don't mean to impose. This spot was selected because of its neutral standing between the many parties. We wished only to not find a place of bias amongst the parties involved.
Yes, indeed, and at the same time, not paying any interest in the welfare or even an invitation for any representatives from Liberio to join in this conversation. Liberio is part of the continent, too.
No, you're right.
You're right.
I can see if we can invite you. Would you like to? Do you want to come? It's
Yes.
probably going to be boring.
We're going to be invited to attend the meeting that we're hosting. I see you've got an interesting sense of humor to you, Sebastian Crow.
I've been told that, actually.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
I'm not very privy to the political situation here. I mean, you guys have great muffins and wine, but
That's politics for you.
that's politics. I am just going with what I'm being told here. So, is there something I can do to help?
For the time being, none of the three of you are the monarchs of your nations. Although Lord Commander Prince Jackson, I understand that you have high levels of representation with your have the ear of your respective nations. Nonetheless, Liberio will participate in these conversations, even if it just simply is an observer, and our voices will be heard going forward. At the same time, in the interest of neutrality, I'm here to let you know that while the people of Liberio have voted to allow your monarchs to enter the city and meet here, under no terms is this meeting to be held in the legislature or the assembly. Our halls of government are sacrosanct and are not meant to be the place of bickering for your national interests. Thus, the only appropriate venue for this meeting is the Cathedral of St. Fiona.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, being the Lord Commander, not only do I have the ear of the king, but the king's safety is my top priority. What is Liberio doing to prepare this cathedral?
Well, I assure you that in the past several days we have had to triple the guard patrols just to quell the unrest from people in Liberio who are angered that this meeting is even happening in our city. So we have been stretched thin, but fortunately, as a great cathedral to the sacred flame, I am certain that it should be a safe place for these meetings.
You guys remember the last time we went to a cathedral?
That was a Drakkenheim cathedral, though.
It's a weird cathedral.
That doesn't count. Drakkenheim, I mean, even the nicest places in Drakkenheim are full of trolls and monsters and minotaurs and paladins, all sorts of horrible monsters.
Isn't the Queen of Thieves centered here, though?
I mean...
She did give us trouble last time.
She has a secret base in the sewers, but I think she's trying to acquire millions of gold to buy an army right now. She might be preoccupied, unless she plans to rob all of the monarchs while they're in the same place at the same time. We're just walking into another Queen of Thieves trap. How is it that every time that we do anything, we're scared of the Queen of Thieves? Why? Why does that have to be a thing?
Because we've never been able to get ahead of her. Because she always has something planned.
Yeah.
I've gotten ahead of her twice now. I have stolen a scepter from her hideout after discovering it, and her first hideout was overrun with rats, which I still consider a victory if we ignore the massive damage that it did to Drakkenheim afterwards. But the Queen of Thieves was defeated twice by me. If from a certain point of view.
In what context? Like, fully, like you bested her?
Yes.
We don't trust that she doesn't have something planned. Having such a centered base of operations in this city.
We let her come to the funeral.
What funeral?
Lenore.
Oh man, you guys need to tell me the whole story at some point.
Are you telling me that you are aware that you have enemies who would almost certainly take advantage of this situation?
Lady, most people I meet are enemies and want to kill me. I'm going to say like the ratio is like 95%. That's not a ratio, that's a percentage. Anyway, 95% of the people I meet are trying to kill me.
Math.
Math's always been my enemy.
Enemies, yes, but enemies who are already grounded in this city. We're already doing work beneath your noses.
You have issues with monarchs, but you let a lady who calls herself the Queen of Thieves walk in here and build a base of operation in your sewer system. So, no. There's that. Maybe you should up more guard patrols in the sewers.
You must understand, Sebastian Crow, that we do things differently in Liberio, and we value our liberties and our freedoms over certain things. When it comes to simply a matter of imposing martial law upon the free citizens of this city, that's a matter that we take very, very seriously. And yes, Liberio is no stranger to crime, but it is also a city that has a great deal of wealth and people from all nations passing through it. And part of the reason why it does is because we do not have jackbooted thugs on every street corner beating people up.
Well,
they're in the sewers.
While I can respect that and the amazing things you've done here in Liberio, we also have to make sure, being such a dangerous time for our citizens and our monarchy, that I don't know, guys, I think we should check out this meeting place, give it the thumbs up before Wilhelm gets here. What do you think?
Would that help?
It might just give us the edge because, in my current standing, I just feel responsible for his well-being, and if things are going to move forward like they're supposed to, Sebastian, we got to make sure that this, Wilhelm stays strong. We one of the big reasons why I think we had so much difficulty was that, the other heirs are just not, I just don't think they're ready. Like, George is just too young, and
the Queen of Thieves?
it's not, no, just no.
So
not even an option.
So with Wilhelm, he I know I make fun of him, but he cares a lot. He's got a good heart, and he's capable. So if we can make sure that he stays on there, it's just that after those assassin robots, like that's just one incident. We could have plenty more coming our way, so we just need to stay ahead.
I agree. I agree that Wilhelm is probably our safest bet right now, but I have a feeling in the pit of my stomach that he's going to stir more pots before this time is through. He's going to unwittingly make enemies, and with the best of intentions, I feel like he's going to make some decisions that even him and I aren't going to see eye to eye on.
Disgusting. Just just to hear all of you bickering over who should sit on a throne. Have you ever tried asking the people of your nations what they thought?
Yes.
They're all monsters.
They all went to war with each other when we asked them what they thought.
They're all monsters.
They each wanted claimed for themselves and started killing each other for 10 years. That's how Wilhelm's whole family died, because everybody wanted a piece of the political pie. It's not a very good
Things
pie.
can get very heated in the legislature, I assure you. But we in Liberio believe in the power of debate, collaboration, and even when we disagree on things and are shouting down each other's throats, we still manage to find ways to work together, ways to collaborate. And that's because we recognize that power must be shared, not held in the hands of one person who is held up above all others. Even myself, my power comes from the legislature and the assembly. There's not a day that goes by that I forget that I have a responsibility to the people of Liberio. And if I fail them in that responsibility, then they have every right to eject me from my office. The people of your nations can't do this. They don't have a single say. They don't get any opportunity to make their voices known, to make their voices heard, to participate in your government unless they have the power and the money and the wealth to do so.
I appreciate what Liberio, the great powerful nation of Liberio, has going on with its grand achievements. But you walked onto your balcony to talk to a wizard, the Lord Commander, and a prince about how our nations are not as good as yours, and I don't know what you want us to do about it.
I'm merely making comments about all of the bickering that you're having over who should sit on your thrones. That's all. That's all. In any case, if I may be of any other assistance or help, I'm happy to offer it. I can see that my advice on your politics is not welcome, so I will back off politely. I'm sorry to have risen any ire, but you may go speak with High Flamekeeper Porsha. She is the leader of the Cathedral of St. Fiona. If there is anything that you would like to inspect or ensure of to feel confident in the safety of this city, then I encourage you to do so. Should you require any resources, please allow me to know. However, Liberio's security and the security of your monarchs are two separate concerns. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
I do agree. And we will be as mindful of that as possible as we're going through. We don't want to... Our aim is not to come and disturb your nation, but it is to find a ground where we can find common ground together. The ground is common.
One thing we will need
Common.
for our mission is probably another 4 to 6 bottles of wine from your wine cellar.
I have been a very gracious host for you.
And I thank you for that. And your continued grace is something that I will continue to thank and honor as time goes on. So just your hospitality I will sing about in years to come.
Very well.
Thank you.
I leave it to you for now. Once you are confident in the security of the city and of the Cathedral of St. Fiona, you are welcome to send for your leaders to begin your little gasconade.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Sebastian, we have to really sell this. So Lenora, we can't really, it's like iffy, but you know, we have Big Linda's head. We have, what else do we have? We have some trinkets.
Nice.
I think they're from Lenore.
Big Linda's head and some trinkets.
For the
Sounds
duel.
great.
For the duel, we really didn't think we had other choice. I think we had to just go with it. But then River and Eldrick were really mad at us, and I hope you don't take it personally. Like, we thought we were doing the right thing.
I'm fine. I knew that the Academy probably had a bunch of backup plans. Like, Pluto.
We didn't.
I've survived Drakkenheim. I touched the Delirium Heart. I faced paladins before. I've faced demons and monsters and a giant mountain of flesh in a throne room that almost blew my brain up. I'm not afraid of Illyria, of some guy with a hammer saying that, oh, we want Sebastian's head because he killed some paladins who were trying to murder his friend. Like, I regret having to kill Illyrians in Drakkenheim, but I don't regret protecting my friends from people who in the moment were threatening to wage war on us, were standing against us, and not obeying a direct command. I don't regret that. I regret what had to happen, but I would do it again.
So what are you all going to do next?
Head to the cathedral.
I think we should check out the cathedral, make sure everything's tip-top. Weren't you... I thought River said that you were in charge, or Elder said you were in charge of, like, securing the place and putting up wards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that your job?
Yes.
Are you doing your job right now?
I was taking a break.
I just feel like you just don't really start the clock when you go on breaks.
I have this thing where if the work doesn't when I'm given chores, it takes me a lot longer to do than this is how I was in school. This is what led to my expulsion. It was like, do your science homeworks. Science? What? I don't know. Do your alchemy homework.
Magic school.
It's a very important lesson. You need to understand how the actual world works to break
it's
it.
essentially fiction. It's like, this is boring stuff. Here's the boring stuff. And
Yeah,
then
that's
wait
why I
till
didn't pay
show you what
attention
you
in
can do.
science. I paid attention in blowing up people.
Well, listen, we're really hoping you don't blow up the cathedral because I feel like that's going to cause us more problems. So
Yep.
maybe
We really need them on
practice
our
your
side.
spells in your head on the way, so that way we don't blow anything up.
Don't worry about me. And the whole wine thing, I take a few bottles of wine every time that I find her overly political or overly condescending. Then I just ask for more wine. It helps me get through her conversations about, she just talks all the time about politics, and I just have no idea what she's talking about because I'm just not paying attention. It's exhausting.
Very well. Do you guys want to continue conversing, or do you want to?
We'll head to the cathedral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll go.
Okay.
We're just excited to see each other. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just catch it up.
Okay. So, you head along the canals of Liberio through the city streets to the plaza where the Cathedral of St. Fiona lies. Next to the Cathedral of St. Fiona, the Cathedral of St. Vitruvio in Drakkenheim may well as be a barn in terms of architectural construction. And that is saying something.
That is saying something.
The Cathedral of St. Fiona is perhaps one of the most beautiful cathedrals in the entire continent, and many have compared it to the Cathedral of St. Tarna in Lumen, even. For it is a colossal white marble building. But unlike many of the domes, every cathedral and every chapel of the Sacred Flame is overall a circular building, right? With a dome being the central sort of architectural feature of the buildings themselves. And in the case of the Cathedral of St. Fiona, the dome is all metal and glass, decorated with all the scenes of the saints on all the panels. So there are these great ribs that reach up the dome of metal that secure the massive glass plates that form scenes of the valor of the saints of the Sacred Flame. And because of the way the glass is constructed, the brazier in the center of the cathedral, its light shines outward, illuminating all of the glass of the ceiling from within. So the entirety of the cathedral, with all of the scenes along the side, the entire cathedral is like a great lantern set down in the streets of Liberio.
I lean over to Sebastian and I point and I say, Sebastian, don't break that. Don't break it.
I don't break everything I touch.
You break a lot of things. Just saying. It's beautiful. Don't break it.
It's just a building. Have you guys seen the museum? Way cooler. Or the Enigma Ziggurat? Way cooler. This is just a place where they light fires and talk about,
The, about the area already, there are several knights of the Silver Order that have been stationed around the cathedral. And already there are delegates from Caspia and Westamar as well that are acting as patrols, all of them joined by the city guard of Liberio itself. And parts of the plaza have been already, extra barricades have been put up, because as you approach the cathedral, you can see that a crowd has gathered near the cathedral off on one of the streets of citizens of Liberio, and they are shouting obscenities loudly at their discontent at the city being host to the events. There are people that and several of them are unveiling a painted sort of banner that says no kings.
See, this is why we come and check this out, because not only am I worried about the Queen of Thieves, but now I'm a little bit worried about the Liberians, if that's what they're called,
In Wilhelm?
causing a little bit of trouble.
Well, Wilhelm hasn't even been crowned king, so, like, just tell them, like, hey, there's no king. I mean, the High
Future
King.
Potential king.
Yeah, that's different. That's a loophole. There's no
It is
kings
different.
coming here.
He's got like a lot of guards and stuff. It usually falls on me and Veo with Wilhelm.
I'm wondering if his entrance needs to be less of a parade and more of a sneak.
Sneak in the back door.
I think that's probably for the best if we just keep it, like, just get in, do our thing, get out. We don't need to make a show of it. These people don't want a show. They don't want theatrics. I mean, we'll just get them in. We'll do the, what is it, Cascade? We'll get out. What's the worst that could happen?
There it is.
What?
Hopefully nothing.
The worst.
Exactly.
The worst that can happen. Look, it's just good to have you back, Sebastian. We needed some different thinking on this. We were so caught up with the duel and you know, making sure that everyone likes us and that we're popular. And then look at you. You know, so many people don't like you, and you're not
Not a care in the
popular.
world.
And you don't care about any of that.
Thank you, Pluto.
Yeah.
The only thing that I really care about is that you two like me, and
We do.
that makes me so happy. But listen,
Big fan.
I've seen politics come and go. I never understand what the heck it's about, but listen, somebody can get crowned king, rule an empire, and then have a meteor crash into their city and kill them. And then it devolves into war for several years, and a bunch of other people who are like, I'm political too, and they all die. So in my experience, it's best to just go with it and do what you got to do and hope that you're on the right side.
I hope we are.
Stay jello.
As you approach the cathedral, one of the knights of the Silver Order steps forward and introduces himself. He's a young man but his complexion is hidden behind his helmet, and you can only just see the glimmer of his eyes behind his visor. And he says, "You are the Lord Commander and Prince Pluto Jackson, Sebastian Crow, correct?"
Correct.
"I am Sir Lewis. I've been told that the three of you are supposed to be allowed into the cathedral to check things out. We've done a very good job of making sure that things are secure here. The Silver Order has been present in the Cathedral of St. Fiona for generations. We've helped the Flame Keepers many times. I don't understand why you need to be involved in this, but it's this way."
We're certified cathedral inspectors.
My badge here somewhere.
And I'm sure you did a very adequate job, Silver Order Knight.
That's right. Our patrols have already even gone down into the sewers. We've swept all around, make sure that it's all completely clear. Everything in this area is secure. We even know all the places where your hooded lantern should stake out on the rooftops to make sure that no one throws anything to damage the glass of the great cathedral.
So, Lewis, was it?
Yes.
If we do find any problems or any dangers, what I'm hearing is that we should come to you directly because it'll be your lack of ability to catch these things. So if we do find something, it's on you?
Nothing could have evaded me and mine. I was sent by Uriel Radley to make sure everything was absolutely fine, because we know that you're just going to be brutes about it. You're not going to be thorough, and you're going to disturb all the holy relics and sites that are kept here. Awful.
Sir Lewis, are you trying to insult the Lord Commander of Drakkenheim?
Not at all.
Because I feel quite insulted by that.
Not at all. Just be respectful of the history of this great cathedral. While it is not part of Illyria, it is as sacred to our faith as any cathedral. So be respectful when you go poking about.
We'll be respectful.
I have a sword of respect.
It's true.
Respect's my middle name.
Sebastian,
Right.
Respect.
I'll tell my lanterns to go where I want them to go, on the roofs that I want them to go on. The Silver Order Knight's telling me where my soldiers go.
Lewis, I think we're off to a bad start here. We're going to go in. We're going to honor the fact that this is sacred grounds. I know that I don't get along with the sacred flame, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go blowing up cathedrals. I do respect that this is a place that many people come to worship. Kindly, we just want to make sure that our friend and potential future king of Westamar is looked after. And I'm sure you've done an incredible job, but unfortunately the three of us, we got called in just to make sure. So we're going to lightly look around and just make sure it's all good, which I'm sure it will be because you've done such a fantastic job yourself.
Very well then. Well, this way I'll lead you in. You can meet the High Flame Keeper and do what you need to do.
Thank you, Lewis.
Guys, I'm sure everything's fine. But definitely blaming it on him if anything happens.
I tried to be nice.
Not
How
our
did
fault.
How did it go?
You were excellent.
You
Nice.
were kind.
Yeah.
You head up the great stairs towards the cathedral's entrance, where even the doors of the cathedral are made of framed glass that slide open as you head inside, revealing the great brazier of the sacred flame, which is on a dais at the center of the massive cavernous chamber. You estimate that probably upwards of 3,000 people or more could worship at the cathedral at one time, right? So the interior underneath the dome itself kind of forms a fully circular auditorium, almost like many of it's kind of this bowl shape that is raked with platforms for people to stand with kind of stepped that is stepped downwards. Then the brazier itself rises back upwards and marks the central altar. So yeah, it's a huge building, and it's made all the more impressive by the fact that the dome itself, there's no pillars on the inside that are supporting the dome. It's all based on the architecture and the kind of the metal framing that comes down the side. And then from the inside, you see how the entire building may well be made of glass for that reason alone, because the stained glass windows on the inside are basically separated only by columns that are then part of the overall sustaining of the rest of the building itself. There are 4 smaller towers that are on kind of the different cardinal directions of the overall circle of plan of the building. And each of those smaller towers provide kind of the rectories and the storage that the cathedral needs. The bell tower of the cathedral itself is actually a completely separate tower. So standing outside, there's a separate bell tower that rises up beside the cathedral. It's not built into the rest of the building itself. And so the four little towers that only reach up as high as the dome, they don't go higher than the dome. They stop kind of where the dome begins. Beneath them as well, are also where it leads down to the crypts and the catacombs beneath the cathedral as well.
I like that they ask us not to break anything and then send us into a building made entirely of glass. I probably need to watch my spell casting in here.
Yeah, we don't need to bring this place down before the meeting.
I mean, if there's no problems, then I won't need to do anything, but let's hope that there's no issues. If there are issues, I can simply cast something like Mending or Mage Hand. Let's hope there's no necessity for a fireball, because that'll be a problem.
As you enter, the High Flamekeeper, Porsha, approaches you. She smiles warmly, and she says, "Welcome to the heroes of Drakkenheim, and the bearer of the blade of Saint Vitruvio. You are welcome in the Cathedral of Saint Fiona."
Oh, see, this is the kind of...
Thank you.
The other guy was mean. You're very nice. Thank you. Heroes. I like the sound of that.
Truly, anyone that bears the relics of a saint must be worthy of respect, Prince Pluto Jackson.
The sword has taught me much. The sword continues to teach me. The sword is currently yelling at me. And I have learned to come to terms with who I am, not just through what the sword wants, but what the world needs of me.
Well, I assure you that the cathedral here is very safe. I have checked all the wards myself, made sure that the braziers are hallowed and the space is sanctified. No outside observers will spy on your meetings here. The perimeter is well protected and warded against any who would invade from other worlds or from teleporting from distant distances. And I am sure that you are concerned about the glass. But I assure you, the glass is tougher than any steel you might find otherwise. It has been tempered in the purest flames and has withstood the test of time and many sieges, I might add.
Sebastian, flames? Okay.
I have one question.
Yes.
And I don't mean any disrespect. But are you the Queen of Thieves? And you have to tell me. You have to actually tell me, because it's like you have to.
I am not the Queen of Thieves. I have lived my...
Okay, but you had to tell me if it was true, so I believe you.
Yes, indeed.
I'm convinced. I'm pretty convinced. This is good.
Does she have to tell you because of the sword, or just because you said so?
Yeah, it's a Queen of Thieves thing. I think if we guess, she has to.
You literally have a sword.
So sorry.
That would force.
You're not using.
Could you draw the
Ignatius.
sword and ask again?
Guys, now that's rude. Like, I don't think I can do that. I think I only got one shot at that.
All right.
Okay. Sorry. I thought you were using Ignatius.
No, that was a direct.
I will
question. No Ignatius.
I did hear tales of what that villain threatened to do to the Cathedral of Saint Vitruvio. And when I heard that our delegates were going to be coming here, I must confess, I did have some concern for that very reason. Do you know if this madwoman still possesses that weapon?
So yeah, true story. Yeah, she fully still I think has it, doesn't she?
Unless she left it in her old place that was overrun with rats, but we actually, there's an old saying that I'm about to make up on the spot. If you don't know the location of a bomb, it's probably in the hands of your enemy.
So she probably still has it. Yep.
That's
It's a long way of saying
the safer bet is that she
Sure.
has it.
Yeah.
Let me reassure you that I advise the Knights of the Silver Order to thoroughly inspect the sewers around the cathedral, to the area nearby, to ask any of the locals and the local people. And I myself have ensured that the seals on all the catacombs have not been disturbed. It is...
I understand the amazing job that you and the Silver Order have done, but we were sent here to also inspect it. So you don't mind if we just take a look around and just make sure for ourselves that we're happy with everything?
No, not at all. Please be my guest.
Thank you.
If there's anything that you should require, I am here.
Thank you. That's so nice.
I guess investigation underway then?
Should we start from the bottom and work our way up?
I'm going to start personally by investigating the wards and just magic checking them. That's a thing that us wizards and
Yeah.
sorcerers do.
Wow. You can do that?
Absolutely. I just, wave my wand or staff and run some analytics, magical analytics on the wards to make
You know what?
sure.
I totally believe you, even though it sounds like it's when you're doing that make things up as you go thing. that you sometimes do. That this sounds very legitimate.
Nothing I've ever said has been made up on the spot. Wait. Isn't that how talking works? Anyway, no, I'm just dumbing it down for you, Pluto. I'm using words that everybody can understand rather than Academy speak.
How would you like to inspect the wards, Sebastian?
So I'm going to go around the perimeter and just
You cast different spells and see what happens.
I'm going to cast
Can
detect.
you stop this thing?
I'm going to use detect magic and try to use that to analyze the wards and make sure that they're in place and that they're the right thing to do the right job.
Yeah, sure. Give me an Arcana check.
That's going to be a 20.
All right. You can determine that the Cathedral of St. Fiona is protected by a mighty forbiddance spell. The forbiddance spell wards a place against magical travel, and it prevents creatures from teleporting into or out of the warded area. In addition, this particular forbiddance spell, if a fiend starts its turn in the cathedral, it takes 5d10 damage from the ward.
Oh my.
Oh, looks like my demon friend won't be showing up.
The only thing that you do know about from your Arcana check is that this particular forbiddance spell, and the forbiddance spell in general, it does. This one is also warding against fiends and undead, but it is giving a specific exception for the undead bodies of clerics and paladins of the Sacred Flame. Because, of course, as you know, there is a belief amongst the followers of the Sacred Flame that paladins and clerics of the Sacred Flame may one day need to inhabit their earthly bodies again, thus being undead creatures. So the spell would not affect them.
I write down on my little notepad, might get attacked by zombie paladins. All right.
Oh, no.
But that's really the only, everything else seems like it's pretty safeguarded against.
That is the safeguard again on the building as a whole. As you progress around the building, the next area where you find other warding magic has been applied is that the doors leading into the catacombs have been sealed with an arcane lock spell.
Zombie paladins will get stuck at doors. Smiley face.
The doors down to the cathedral are down into the catacombs are quite in contrast to the rest of the construction of the building because they are solid metal material. So unlike everything else in the cathedral that is transparent, the light would not come down into the catacombs, and in fact, past the wards, the thickness of the material means that your detect magic spell doesn't detect anything past or on the other side. It just can't reach through the material.
I wonder if they come back to this plane, if they have a secret knock to get out.
Maybe. Yeah. Can I ask, what was her name?
Porsha.
Porsha. Lady Porsha, are these the only entrances to the catacombs below?
Yes, they have been sealed for weeks. No one has been down there for some time. I have not allowed anyone down. As soon as I received word that this was going to be happening, I made sure that the arcane locks, that the magical locks were cast again and that no one has been down there.
Thank you.
Are there any ways down there in terms of connection to the sewers?
That would be preposterous.
Sewers, question mark.
Well, if there's a flood, who knows? If there's a flood, you want to protect the things that are down there, do you not?
Exactly. This you understand that Liberio is a city of canals. We are basically on the water. And so we would not want no one has been down into the catacombs since I received word from this. I haven't allowed anyone down there at all. Nothing has been disturbed.
Thank you. Go ahead, Vale.
Are we allowed down there?
You want to go down there?
Well, we want to be thorough, do our due diligence, and, we have very important officials coming in here. I know you've locked it up, but
that's where we keep all of our sacred relics and all of our hallowed dead. You want to go down there to just... My magic is protecting everything down there.
I mean, you could come down with us. We don't want to go down alone, per se. We just want to make sure we're checking everything.
No, you're right. I haven't... The paladins, they didn't go down there.
So currently it's a blind spot for us. I know that you've warded the doors, but with it being sealed for a couple weeks, we're talking about the craftiness of people like the Queen of Thieves. She might use that as an exploit. She could use those couple weeks to build an entrance or find a way in that we are now completely unaware of. So it would be in our best interest to just examine it. Not touch anything, not take any relics, not disturb the dead. Just look around.
Very well.
Thank you. I mean, we not only just want to protect our own people, but yours as well. We're just being extra cautious. I promise.
The Ignatius will guide us and
Yes.
keep us from disturbing anything we shouldn't.
Very, very well. The password into the catacombs then that will there's a ward down there. It is Fiona 963.
Are you sure? Not 943, 963?
It's
Yeah, you kind of.
yes, that's the year that the cathedral was built.
Okay.
Capital letters.
Yeah, do you have any
No
weird
symbols.
symbols? Yeah, any symbols on that?
Not a very safe password.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, that password is easily guessable by...
What do you mean?
well, see, you want to... I go into the explanation of...
It doesn't
long
matter
password.
how you don't need a secure. They would have to be local anyways. If anyone is going to be breaking through into they need to be walking through physically. We would know that they were on the network.
Listen,
Fire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like what else? What else has made its way around the?
Fiona, you are one step above your password being password.
Yeah. It's low quality. Like we. You know what? We can talk about this later.
There's a bar underneath your Fiona that just says weak, and I just need you to know that.
Make sure you're changing it every so often. Change it after we're back up, just so it's
Yeah, and so that we don't even know how to get back.
yeah.
in. Please.
Very, very well. I'll change it immediately as soon as you go down there. You'll.
Oh, when we return.
Oh wait,
When we return.
let's come back up.
We're not on the same page here.
Yeah, I think with the password and Ignatius, I think we can stay above board. And it's there's right. There's just something that is suspicious of this, and it's the reason why she's the Lord Commander. Like she catches on to these things. She's paying attention. She keen eyes, keen ears. So I think it's worth. I think it's worth at least a double check. No disrespect, but we're dealing with someone that is very, very annoying. She's so annoying.
Crafty.
Oh God. And this one, pointing at Sebastian, just lets her in every time.
Very well.
Listen. You don't even know. You don't even know what happened. Anyway.
Just when you're down there, please be respectful. Do not disturb our blessed dead.
I'm just going to put an asterisk next to that. If any of your blessed dead attack me, I'm going to attack them back.
That would be preposterous.
I'm just putting that asterisk there so that if that preposterous thing occurs, we can
Respond to
Didn't understand.
prosperity.
Very well.
How many preposterous things happen to us on a regular basis?
every day.
All right. So with that, you head down into the catacombs.
Guys, it's just like old times.
Cool.
We're the three best friends that
And
anyone
here
could
we
have.
go. Is it a ladder? Is it stairs? What can I fall down?
Okay.
How can I make a real entrance here?
Make that. Man, I'm gonna make that grid a little less bright. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you head down into the catacombs of the Cathedral of Saint Fiona. As you pass open the archway down the first flight of stairs, at the base of this first landing is already an immediate shrine, where there is a depiction, as is very common amongst the cathedrals of the Sacred Flame, of the archangels in a bas-relief alcove at the base of the stairs here, where the archangel Gabriella is holding candles in her hands, and the candles are softly lit and glimmer as you enter down into the catacombs.
Do you guys know how relieved I am that it is not holding a mirrored shield?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very. The answer is very.
The eye thing. My eyes.
That was complicated. Why do cathedrals need their catacombs to be so complicated and full? I guess to protect ancient swords, but
Maybe this
like this
cathedral
one?
just has more magical, less.
we're also not
puzzly
here
wards.
hunting relics, right? We're not here trying to unlock secrets. We're just trying to find entrance points.
The other thing to note is that this cathedral had a separate reliquary. So
good. Great.
the reliquary and the catacombs are two different spaces. Yeah.
That makes so much more sense. No elaborate puzzles. Let's go.
So
I cannot grab my token.
Oh, you can't?
Oh, I cannot either.
I don't even want my
Hang
token.
on.
Oh, that's odd. Oh, that's
Let's
weird.
see.
For some reason, all of the... Let me fix that really quick.
I am not in control of
Oh,
my body.
There we
yeah.
go.
Oh, I don't.
And Veo runs away.
Veo flees the scene as per usual. There we go.
She
I'm
ran
good.
down. She ran down. She's going in.
Yeah, for some reason, I dragged the tokens on, but I didn't have the permissions set. So there we go.
You have to turn on permission to move your body.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. I do. Okay. So as you head down the steps, it opens to the first chamber of the catacombs. This chamber is a funerary room and presentation room. So you can see as you come down the stairs here, there are several slabs of that have been laid down upon the ground, that have lain upon them in state recently past flamekeepers and paladins of the Sacred Flame. And so their bodies are laid upon each. There is a body resting upon each of the six stone slabs that are here, with the trappings of their lives still laid beside them. Their bodies are wrapped in linens, and so there's a paladin. There's paladins with their blades that are set here, and around each of them are arranged several candles as well.
And there's bodies on each slab.
Yes, on each slab. Yeah.
I walk up to one of the bodies. I don't touch it, but I'm just going to give it a quick close examine. And in my notebook, I write "dead?" ? And just make sure that there's nothing funny going on. I might even, if we can spare a few minutes, I'm going to cast Detect Magic in this room.
Okay.
Sure.
As you cast the Detect Magic spell, it picks up immediately that there's several things that it picks up. First, there is a gentle repose spell that has been cast on each of these bodies. So gentle repose is a spell that prevents them from decomposing.
We're not in Drakkenheim. Makes sense.
But there's something that the Detect Magic spell doesn't pick up. the forbidden spell.
Opened up my notebook. Uh-oh, he writes.
Monty, I think if it's relevant, I am still wearing the Helm of Brilliance, which does have a feature that as long as there's one diamond and an undead within 30 feet of me, it will.
Okay.
It has like a dim light.
Okay. I will.
It emits dim light in a 30-foot radius.
You make undead glow with your helmet?
No, his helmet glows.
Oh.
If it's
The
within 30
undead
feet,
make his helmet
I glow like a 30-foot. My helmet becomes
That's still
undead
great.
and it eats me.
So it's like Sting, but for undead.
And
Like
it
Sting,
also
like Lord of the
takes
Rings.
radiant damage. It instantly just starts taking radiant damage.
That's handy, especially when we're going into a catacomb. I'm going to let these two know, guys, the forbidden spell that was upstairs, not applying down here, which means planar travel. Really travel of any kind. People could teleport into the catacombs. Demons could be just, I mean, I don't know why demons would be here, but I'm just saying.
Why wouldn't they have it down here? They said they have holy relics that they're protecting.
Either
Oversight. They
concerned about it's like how do you get into the basement if you can't get into the first floor? But maybe they don't know that someone tunneled into the basement.
let's just say it's a good thing we're down here.
Given the area of the upper floors and the lower floors, a single casting of the forbidden spell would not be sufficient to ward both the upper level and the lower levels. It would necessitate separate castings of the spell, which would mean that, based on what you know of the spell, Sebastian, from your previous Arcana check, it would be possible to dispel or interrupt the forbidden spell in the catacombs without dispelling or interrupting the one upstairs.
Well, we're in the right place.
Oh.
Pluto, is that a new helmet?
Oh yeah, so I totally grave robbed old Drakkenheim. And no, I was sort of crowned, prince crowned. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's gems and stuff.
You grave robbed Drakkenheim and crowned yourself a princely helmet.
Yeah, it mostly because my other helmet was really dirty and I needed
I did throw it into the crater, if I remember correctly, your old helmet.
That's true.
It probably had a little bit of delirium dirt in there.
Well,
probably for the best.
This is better. It's like the helmet crown crossover. I feel like it's a step towards more regality.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It has a lot of gems on it. It looks a little gaudy, and
it's excessive, which I like.
Cool. On all the power to you, Pluto.
The two steps here lead up to a set of double doors that are sealed with another arcane lock.
Is this where we enter the password?
I'm going to approach the sealed door. Fiona 963.
The doors shudder and slide open. And as the doors shudder and slide open, a smell assaults your nostrils. It is a putrid and foul stench, like a combination of stomach bile and an unspeakable amount of various bodily fluids produced by almost every orifice.
It smells like stomach bile and bodily fluids. You guys know what that smells like, right?
Drakkenheim.
Yeah.
Smells like home.
Yeah, I guess after the initial assault, it's recognizable. I'm like, oh yeah.
Maybe you're right. Like, what if the sewer is draining in here?
Ugh.
As you come through to this room, this off the small room is another chamber. This small square chamber houses a pedestal-like pillar, and all of the walls are engraved with niches here that have urns that are all etched with names, and you can surmise that this is the burial. This is where the ashes of devout individuals who are not members of the clergy are interred. So if someone was not a cleric or paladin of the Sacred Flame, but they were still bold enough in faith that they would be honored by having their remains kept in the cathedral, their remains would be stored here. But they would be cremated and kept here. Paludo, as you step past this room, your helmet begins to glow, and you hear a low growling.
Why is my helmet on?
As you bang on your helmet, you can see that also at the end of this hallway are two more slabs, upon which there are on these slabs, you can see that there are the torn up remnants of whatever bodies were kept here. But the bones have been scattered and they are laying on the ground nearby. And as your helmet glows and pings, you can see that there is a third spot over here where a third tomb where the bones have been scattered about, but laying on the slab is a bloated humanoid body. The bloated body, the corpse, which pulses softly, looks like is just covered in layers and layers of blubber and fat, folds of skin hanging off of it. And it is rotting and is clearly one of, if not the source of the smell in this room. As the radiant energy begins to burn its undead flesh, it stumbles up from where it was laying and sort of falls off the slab and begins lumbering towards you.
I guess we are going to disturb the dead.
This is why you had that little like.
This is why as it starts, I'm like, this is why I put the asterisks.
Well, does it have anything that would suggest that it's a paladin or a cleric on its person?
If it this body is it's not wearing any clothing at all. Okay. And looking at it closer, Veo, as you examine, it's not that the body is obese, it's that it's bloated. There's pustules of some kind of fluid, and its skin has been stretched like it can barely contain whatever it is that it's holding within it.
Guys, these pimples are about to pop.
Roll for initiative.
Here we go.
Veo?
14.
Pluto?
19.
Ooh, Sebastian.
9.
Alrighty. So, Pluto, as you are the first to be clued off to this creature, you are the first to act.
I withdraw Ignatius, and as I ignite his sacred flame, I want to ask him, is it sacrilegious to kill these things? Are these paladins? Are these priests? Or are these monsters?
The blade responds, "No knight of the sacred flame would allow their body to be defiled in such a way as after death. This has either been done to them, or they are no blessed corpses."
So then I'm gonna dash, because I don't think I can make it up.
Okay.
And
As
I'm gonna
you
get up right up against this one.
Okay. You can see more of the room here. There are at least 4 others like this in this chamber. But then this chamber opens up, and it is another chamber where the bodies of the knights are interred. In the middle, there is a basin and altar in the room. And there is, upon which where several bones have been carefully placed. In the midst of these bloated creatures, there is another creature that is distinctly different from the others. It is almost emaciated in its appearance, aside from a strange pot belly. It is wearing nothing but a loincloth, and its flesh and skin are taut over whatever muscles cling to its bones. It has long, stringy hair and glowing yellow eyes.
Fiend! And as I raise Ignatius into the air, and as I light up the room, I call out, I found the stink! I found the problem!
Okay. Go for it. What are you going to do?
I had to dash to get in here.
Okay.
I think the 30-foot radius was around walls and stuff. So I think I had to...
Okay, no worries. If that's all for your turn, then I think
I'm gonna get right up here.
I think we're moving over to Vale.
Oh, okay. I am going to cast Zephyr Strike, and I'm gonna get over here. Let me just make sure I can go for.
We long rested, right?
Yes, you are more than recovered.
Oops.
Want that 7 health back.
Okay. And I take I'm assuming this is not a wall.
No, that is a stair.
Okay. Perfect. And I'm gonna fire at the yellow-eyed guy.
Yeah. With the weird belly stuff going on.
The weird belly stuff. So I'm gonna use my Zephyr Strike advantage on that one, and that is a 23 to hit.
As you race into the room and fire your first shot at it, that is a hit.
Ooh. Nice. Okay. And woo! Oh, that's a lot of 6s. Gosh, math. Sorry, guys.
We all. Math is the number one enemy of all.
I'm really
D&D
bad
players.
at 6 multiplication. 34 plus 18.
52.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
The power of the first shot bloodies the creature immediately.
Oh. All right. Second shot. That's a 14 to hit.
With the second shot, the creature hits the deck and narrowly avoids the second shot.
Ooh. And then because it's my first turn, I get one more. And that is worse. No.
Okay. After the first arrow rips through it, the creature howls out and begins moving towards you. It is its turn. Veo, as you look down, as you turn around, the steps behind you lead down to another room where another one of these creatures dwells. And the two of them dive right towards you.
Fun!
As the two of them leap forward, their claws out before them, they reach out to claw and bite at you. The first one, it gets a 21 with its bite and a 17 with its claws.
I have one shield in my ring.
Okay.
So I'm going to use
We
that.
really should have refueled those rings.
What does that increase your AC to?
22.
Okay. Okay, so both those attacks miss then. The other...
And I believe I used the polymorph before.
Okay.
I'm
The
gonna
other
remove
gets a 22 with its bite and a 16 with its claws.
So one hit.
Okay. You take 14 points of piercing damage. And then I'm going to have you roll a d4.
Oh no.
Oh no. That's so ominous.
4.
You lose 4 points of charisma.
Wow.
No. Veo, I'm suddenly not as like
How do I even
Taken by
adjust that? Where's the override, right?
You can just make a temporary note.
Suddenly
but yes,
don't care
your
what you
charisma
say.
is reduced by 1d4 as the bite drains some kind of your essence or vital personality out from you.
Oh, keep those things away from me.
she starts being just really rude at dinner parties. She's just what's wrong, Veo?
The remaining creatures shuffle forward. Okay.
Oh, and everybody's
I'm not
taken.
here.
Anybody within 30 feet is just eaten radiant damage.
How much?
1d6.
Okay. Roll the d6.
Okay. So if it starts its turn, it takes 6.
You notice that the two creatures attacking Veo do not... It's just undead, correct?
Correct. Only undead.
Only the bloated creatures appear to be burning. The other thin ones are not being affected by this energy.
Oh, so they're not undead. Well, then we'll kill them and then raise them and then kill them again.
Okay.
Logic.
That'll teach them.
With a unsettling gait, despite their massive bulk, these two zombies move towards Veo, and these two come towards Paluto.
I'm just gonna leave. See you guys later now.
Yeah.
And he just goes back to the party.
As they do so, the two massive zombies, they come up to you, Paluto, and all of a sudden they rip open the front of their stomachs and release a cloud of toxic bile. Which just explodes out through the entire room.
God.
All 4 of them do this as they shuffle up to both of you. So I'm actually going to need each of you to make... Veo and Pluto, you need to make 4 Constitution saving throws. So Veo, you can roll them first and just tell me the results of each.
Roll all of them at the same time. Constitution?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Well, I rolled a 20 on one of the dice, so 22, 11, a natural 1, and a 2.
Okay.
Which is a 4. So-
Okay. So you actually only succeed one of your saving throws. So for each failed save, you're going to take 4d6 damage. So Vale, you're taking a total of 12d6 poison damage.
Oh no! I thought my dying days were over.
What's the save?
Your dying days are never over.
It's a Constitution save.
What do I need to get?
Just tell me the results, please.
Okay, so I got a 9,
Okay,
a
that's
14, a 13, and a 17.
okay. So you succeeded 3 out of them all. So Paluto, you're gonna take 14 poison damage plus another 21 because you still take half damage on a successful save.
Oh,
Veo, on the other hand, you failed 3 saves, so you're gonna take 52 poison damage.
Oh man! Wow.
You can feel the energy of this corroding your body, and you can tell that had you been reduced to 0 hit points by these, you probably would have been dissolved into a goo.
No, not goo.
an unlikable goo too.
Yeah.
A lower charisma goo.
Yeah.
I'm now a mean cat.
These as they eject these, you can see that their bodies are rupturing still. So with those creatures having gone, Sebastian, it is your turn.
Come on in, Sebastian.
Uh,
Come on in the room.
Sebastian rushes in and sees this swarm around Veo and like fur exploding out of the hallway corridor, and Sebastian's cloak starts to billow in the wind as he raises off the ground an inch and his eyes glow purple, and he holds his hands out in front of him and a beam of black light shoots out of his hands, and I'm going to cast Sunbeam across these two in front of Veo.
Okay.
And I'm going to quicken it. So they need to make Constitution saving throws.
All right. So the thin one, it gets a 11, and the big guy actually gets an 18.
That matches my save DC.
Okay.
And this is going to be the quicken version, so... Alright. Hold on. Just reading features here. Quickened.
They get blinded as well if they're...
If they failed,
if they
yeah.
fail the save, okay.
I'm going to use an empowered spell as well, because I did not like that roll.
Okay.
There we go, that's much better. Alright, that is going to be 31 radiant damage.
Okay.
And as my beam of black energy blasts through them, and that will be on the quicken spell, and then I'm going to use my action. How are they looking? There's the one who is already injured.
It is very... the black energy really harmed it, but it is not destroyed. And neither is the other one.
Well,
the other one isn't even bloodied yet.
Do I have another D8? I'm like one short, and it's... Yeah, I should think about that next time. Anyway, I'm going to blast them again with my action.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that Sunbeam is a concentration spell that you can use an action to fire again.
You
So
basically
if you
hit it twice
quicken
in
it,
a-
you can... Yeah.
That's
Wow.
cool.
35 on the second one.
Okay.
So the beam gets, it's not even two beams, like I'm firing the beam and then I just like
just
force
pulses
more
again.
yeah,
energy
you said
through
like
and
a second pulse.
pulse.
It leaves the emaciated creature disintegrated. Actually, no, I do have to make a second save for it. Actually, right? Which I
Yes.
fail. The other one, The big guy actually gets a natural 20 on its saving throw, so it succeeded both of its saves against the sun.
But doesn't an undead make the saves with disadvantage?
I don't know. Radiant damage do anything? I don't know.
Does that say that in the text of the spell for Sunbeam?
I'm looking. I don't think so.
If it's
No.
undead.
No. Undead and oozes have disadvantage on the saving throw. Yes.
Okay, so then I should roll those both again. So it's still... so it
I
would
missed
still
that. I
have
didn't-
succeeded the first save, but it
That
would
is why you
have
chose it,
failed
because
the
there's
second.
undead.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Cool.
it's still standing, but it is bloodied.
All right. I'm still hovering in the air, eyes glowing purple, just firing dark beams out of my hands.
And I guess it would be blinded as well.
Yes.
Okay. Great. So we go to the top of the round then with Paluto.
I am going to turn to belly to my right. That
All right.
Opened up and
As you
and-
turn, give me a con save.
oh no! Hello. Oh, I get a 21.
Okay, you do not fall susceptible to the incredible stench and the viral aura of these creatures.
Oh, and I swing Ignatius, in its full form, getting a 23 to hit.
Ignatius slams into the undead flesh of the creature before you.
Dealing 29 damage
All right.
to the creature. I'm gonna swing again against the same one, getting a 25 to hit. As I bring my sword once again into its gnarly body. 27 damage.
Ooh.
Die!
You cleave great rents into its undead flesh, but it still stands.
I strike it once more for a crit.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it will survive that one, so what happens?
This time I cleave it in half down the middle, just so that its body can fall apart and and it's like gooey inside start to spill over both halves. As I run through it, letting this one behind me take a shot if it wants to.
So this one here, that one is destroyed, and you're going to let that one take an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, because I'm going to run after Veo.
Okay. It gets a 24 to hit.
Oh, it hits me.
Okay. So you are going to take a total of 15 necrotic damage, and it grabs you.
Wait,
So you
No.
stop there.
no! No! Let go of me! Well, well, bananas.
Okay.
How dare you hug Pluto?
Can
That's
I-
my job.
Wait, I want to shove it.
Oh yeah, because you have your bonus action remaining.
I get a my shove is my athletics.
Yes.
21,
So yes, it does get shoved.
and then I keep running.
Okay.
Get off me, you dirty undead!
All right.
And then when I reach Veo, I'm going to use my bait and switch. So
what kind of
and I'm with-
action is bait and switch?
it is a special action. It's one of my cool maneuvers. So when I'm within 5 feet of a creature, I can expend one superiority die, and we switch places. It doesn't invoke opportunity attacks.
It doesn't
and,
cost you movement.
only 5 feet of movement.
Oh wow, that's good.
And so I'm going to switch spaces with Veo. And Veo, you receive an increase of 5 to your AC.
Wow. For how long? This turn?
Until the start of of my next turn.
Okay. Yay!
That's such a
I
good
go.
maneuver.
Come and get me. I mostly took it because of Sebastian, but it worked out for Mayo this time. It was mostly this will be
A
important
save
for
Sebastian
That-
move.
when- It's my save Sebastian
I
move.
feel like we haven't talked about that maneuver. That's an amazing maneuver.
Yeah,
actually.
5 feet, no action.
Yeah.
And then you can choose yourself or your target to receive your superiority die bonus to AC until your next turn. So it's like a free shield right now. And I rolled low, like on my D10.
Alrighty.
Awesome.
And then I
So
stand there. Come get me.
it is Veo's turn.
All right. I am going to Zephyr Strike again as my bonus action, which makes
I forgot. I forgot.
What?
Oh wait. You killed it with radiant damage.
Oh yeah.
Am I charismatic again?
You're not charismatic again.
The undead.
Yeah, you killed it with radiant damage. Okay, that's fine.
You're welcome. Whatever I did right, I'm glad.
We both did.
Okay.
Good old. Wait, no. Ignatius is fire,
Yeah.
technically.
No, Ignatius is radiant.
Oh, is it? Nice.
Veo, it's your turn.
I don't do any radiant damage. Great. Okay. I'm still gonna Zephyr Strike, which makes it so I don't take opportunity attacks. I'm gonna run behind this table-ish structure. There we go. Maybe over here.
Okay.
That's an extra movement. I'm gonna take some shots at this injured guy. Okay. 25 to hit.
These guys are like hitting the broadside of a barn. So yes, that hits.
Okay. And then a lot of dice. Yeah.
A lot of dice, a lot of math. In hindsight, I should have shoved before I tried to run past him. You know,
Probably.
thinking about
Hindsight's
about
2020.
it seems more.
40 damage.
That destroys it. However, this is not it is not killed with radiant damage, so you rupture its belly, causing it to explode. So we can get some con saves again from the two of you.
How far does it?
Yeah, you're in there. And Sebastian, you are too. So
I'm in there?
yeah.
What's the range on that thing?
Within
40.
30 feet of where it was. So you're.
Guys, I might die. I might die.
It was right here though, right?
Oh no!
Oh yeah, it was in
you,
that.
you got to make this save.
That's 35.
How many hit points do you have, Veo?
34.
All right, better make your con save.
Is it one con save?
One Constitution save.
You also have. Don't you have any? Do you have any like
So yeah, Sebastian, you're out of range. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's cool. I
lucky or
like to avoid damage when
indomitable,
possible.
anything like that? No.
Nope.
Does
Oh,
lucky
no.
does lucky work for other people? Can I lucky
Veo, what do you got? What's your save?
18.
You succeed, so you only take 10 poison damage.
I got a 14.
You succeed, so you only take 10 poison damage.
Oh, Veo.
Stop getting in these situations.
Yeah, and the other creatures are definitely immune to the poison damage, so lol. Alrighty.
So that was my first shot?
First shot, yep.
I'm gonna take another step this way because I still have some movement. And shoot the yellow.
Shoot the non-explodey guy.
Yellow-eyed guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I crit! Ah!
Nice. Alright.
Okay.
Let's see how that one goes.
So that's 18 plus 8.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then I have my Zephyr Strike damage, so 26, 30, 35 damage.
35. It actually hasn't taken any damage yet this combat.
Yeah.
So, despite the shot basically hitting it in one of its eyes, which just reaches out, throws it out, and a glow comes back, it still fights on.
And that is my turn.
Okay, it is the zombies' turn. Having used their big bomb explosion, let's just see. This
And
one,
they both take damage. They both take another 6 radiant damage.
I'm
Good
gonna-
D6 rolls.
It's
Sebastian
your-
and
it's-
Pluto, you two can
it's-
both roll a d6. Because this one, it's a dumb zombie, so I'm not sure if it's going to follow Pluto or go for Sebastian.
3.
4.
Okay, so it's going to follow Pluto.
Hello.
Um,
I pushed him though, so like I earned it.
so the two zombies, they all attack you, Pluto.
Okay.
I get a critical hit,
Mm-mm.
and the other one, the highest is an 18.
So thankfully, crits are nullified by my super cool Sebastian Dad armor.
So it's
but-
still gonna be,
Yeah.
but it's still gonna be 15 points of damage from the
Ew.
necrotic blow. The other creature, the emaciated one, is going to attack you as well with its bite and its claws.
Uh-oh.
Mm-mm.
And it gets a 25 with its bite. But,
Oh yeah.
So the bite is going to hit you for 15 points, and you
Hey,
can roll
no!
me a d4.
No, my precious charisma. That's all I have. Oh, it's 1. Oh, thank
You
God.
lose 1 point of charisma, but you feel like if you lost all your charisma, you would probably die.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that.
What's your charisma, Pluto?
Well, now it's 7. We're getting there.
All right,
Okay,
all right.
this one I'm for sure reposting. So,
And as it finishes, it uses its bonus action, and it points towards the exploded body of one of the zombies, and the exploded creature, like imagine a balloon exploding in reverse. It knits back together.
Oh, I
Uh-oh.
hate that.
And it as it knits back together, it stands up and rushes at Veo.
Ha!
Veo, it attacks you twice, getting a 12 and a crit.
Just when you think you're doing well, zombies
Yeah.
unexplode.
do we know how much health it has? Because it takes it. Does it look like pretty hurt?
It looks like it has come back to life at
Is it like?
It
Does
look-
it look like it's
it-
on, like hanging on, or is it?
it
like
looks like
fully,
it has come back to
regenerated?
life with full hit points.
Oh my gosh!
And Veo, you're gonna take 25 points of damage from the crit.
Oh, I'm. Wah wah.
No, Veo.
I dropped to the ground.
Okay, I'm reposting the creature from my hit that hit me.
Okay.
I got a 22 to hit.
It is a hit.
It's gonna eat a big old 31 damage.
That does leave it bloodied. Alrighty. Sebastian, we're over to you. Veo is on the ground after being beaten up by this zombie, who looks like it will probably eat her.
Oh my.
That's not what. That's actually sort of fitting for Veo, though. So, like, if anyway,
I'm going to run
No!
and jump onto this table here. Actually, wait, no. Why would I do that? I don't want to get close to it. No, wait, radiant damage. Yeah. Okay. I'm running up to this table. I jump onto the table. Again, hovering beam I'm gonna explode this zombie with a beam, not hitting Veo.
Beaming me.
No, I'm hitting it on the. You're on the ground.
Yeah, I'll say that because she's prone on the ground. Yeah, you can
There's-
beam the zombie, but not the veil.
Good.
Yay.
So
Don't beam
it
the
needs to
Veo.
make a Constitution saving throw against my spell.
It gets a 20, but it's got the disadvantage, so it gets a 8.
Disadvantage.
Right.
Needed that. We really needed that. Freaking zombies, man.
Zombies.
33 damage, radiant damage.
Alrighty, it is damaged by that heavily, but not bloodied.
Oh man, not even bloodied, eh?
Yeah.
Can I do anything else?
It does
that
look
was-
that the sunbeam did draw its attention towards you.
Oh no. I am. Hold on. Does it require concentration? No. Okay. You know what? I'm going to quicken a mind whip
Ooh.
on it.
Okay.
Because the sunbeam, I'm not casting a spell this turn. It's already cast. I'm just
Correct.
using an action.
Correct. Yeah.
So I can quicken a mind whip.
So I have a -4 on my intelligence saving throw, so I literally can't. There's no point in me even rolling the save.
Oh.
All
poor
right.
zombie.
Then it's
now
gonna
I feel
take-
empathy.
Don't feel empathy. It's trying to kill Veo.
Yeah.
So it's going to take 9 psychic damage,
Okay.
and it can't take reactions. And on its next turn, it must either move, take an action, or a bonus action.
Okay.
Okay, slowed it down.
And that is my turn.
All right. We go to the top of the round with Paluto.
I action surge, screaming at the
good.
sight of a fallen Veo, and I begin to tear into the awful creature, the sickly-eyed creature that raised the dead.
Okay.
Getting a 23 to hit.
Impressive.
For 28 damage,
You cut the creature down.
and continue my assault. I'm just in a rage now against these zombies. A 28 to hit, or here. It takes usually a few hits, so
Yeah.
a 28 and a 24 for.
I think the only way you miss these guys is if you roll a 1.
So 24 and
They make no effort to defend themselves. Like they just have no spatial awareness.
so 24 damage and 9, 10, 11, 24 damage again. So 48 damage against the one above me, the north one.
Okay. I don't think either of these ones have been damaged yet.
Die! And another hit for 31 damage,
That is enough to slay it, though.
and then
How many more
I still-
attacks do you have?
I still have 2 more attacks.
Wow. Okay.
Continuing the rampage, and 24 damage against the one. I just wish I had 1 crit. That would have probably helped. That was bad. 10, 11, 12, 25 damage. And then
Okay.
I'm going to use I think I'm going to just use my my second wind
Okay.
to get some HP back.
Vale, we're over to you. We're looking at a death saving throw.
Death saving throw. 9.
It's a failed death save.
Oh no.
Fortunately, Sebastian's barrage of magic has drawn the zombie's attention away from you,
Nice.
and it does shuffle towards him, wasting its turn to move up to him.
Yes, and it takes d6 damage.
Awesome.
Actually, wait, is it within the?
Yep, it is. Yep.
Oh no, it was technically out of the 30 feet though, so it.
Oh, and it's
survived.
okay.
It was able to avoid it.
The other zombie, though, it is going to attack you, Paluto. It's 2 attacks. Getting 2 23s.
Ow! Ow!
So that's going to be 2 hits, 1 for 12, 1 for 15.
And then I will repost for a 30 to hit. And it's going to take 4 radiant from starting its turn, plus 3, 4, 8, plus 20 damage.
That cuts it down.
Die! Die, evil beast!
Sebastian, how will you destroy this last zombie?
Still levitating in the air, eyes glowing, I just kind of grab its head and a beam of dark energy pops it. Like,
Nice.
And then I settle back down to the ground and stop glowing with octarine colors.
I run
And-
to Vale.
You run to Veo. Do you have a potion?
She does.
Give me,
Okay.
give me one of the superior
I'll give you whatever.
ones.
Alrighty. As you pour the potion down her throat, that's where we're going to take our very late break. We'll be back in just 15 minutes. And we are back from our short rest. We have restocked on our consumables, and we are playing some more D&D. As Veo recuperates from the fresh potion, the room is the smell persists in this chamber, but the immediate danger has passed. What do you do?
Does my helmet turn off?
Your helmet does click off for the moment.
I'm gonna start poking around with what's left of the bodies. Is there anything, or have they turned into goo? I mean, I did blast them.
No, actually, the ones that you blasted apart with radiant damage are much more destroyed. Although so you can see why the one that blew up, the creature was able to stitch it back together, so that it could continue its assault. But yes, these creatures, they seem to produce this bile when they are stitched back together again. But the ones that you destroyed with radiant damage, their remains are still.
The ones that I didn't blow up, though, examining them, I'm kind of trying to find out, like, were these bodies, did they go through any sort of transformation that corresponds with delirium? Or would I recognize this more as something otherworldly? At this point, I believe that Sebastian has probably dealt with his fair share of different entities from different types of issues. So,
give me investigation or arcana, whichever you prefer.
I'm going to investigate. And I'm going to get an 18.
Okay. There is no trace of delirium in these creatures. These are undead creatures that would have necessitated a very powerful and proficient necromancer. Someone who is possibly like these are undead creatures that you couldn't just create with a animate dead spell. You would need to be a very high level necromancer with access to a great deal of necromantic knowledge in order to create an undead creature like this.
Oscar Yorn blew himself up, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
This is Oscar. Oscar, you're in?
I think that we're dealing with somebody who knows magic, knows how to cast necromancy.
Did he have an apprentice? Was it Gemma? Was that her name?
I'm pretty sure Pluto chopped Gemma in half.
Yeah, that seems like something I would do.
Yeah.
But looking at these bodies, do I get the idea that they were animated by like somebody casting a spell?
It's the give me an Arcana check as well.
All right. 15.
Okay. The best you can put together is that the process to animate these creatures would involve a spell like Create Undead, which is a 6th or 7th level spell, but it would also necessitate the special preparation of the bodies in advance. You couldn't just take any corpse and animate this and create an undead creature like this. You would need to prepare the body. And as far as you can tell, these bodies, there's too much, like, you pass through the room where the recently deceased bodies of paladins and clerics of the Silver Order and the Sacred Flame were kept. And so having been in bodies of been in other crypts of the Sacred Flame, beyond the recently deceased, most of what remains are skeletal remains. So a creature with this much flesh on its body is probably not made from that of a paladin or cleric that was interred here.
And so it also would have been recent enough where the flesh, like you said, is still on it. And I don't know how long it takes to cast something like that, Sebastian, but...
So these bodies were prepared. We did have weeks. There were weeks that this place was sealed off, meaning that somebody, a spellcaster, got in here, prepared the bodies, or prepared the bodies outside and brought them in here to leave them as a trap. Now, the next question is, how did they get in? I'm going to cast Detect Magic again as a ritual. I'm looking for signs of, I don't know if there's residual teleportation magic. I don't know if that's something that you can do, but
probably not with Detect Magic. But as you do that, Veo or Pluto, is there anything that you'd like to investigate or look around at?
I want to look down this hallway to see if there's any other like doors that are locked or kind of
sure.
this leads.
I'll put it. So there are 2 doors that lead off of this chamber, one to the north and one back to the west. Both are decorated with images of the angels. You see quite prominently, the one leading to the west is decorated with imagery depicting Saint Fiona, who was one of the saints Saint Fiona, according to legend, was one of the disciples of Saint Tarna. And so when the city here was founded, Saint Fiona was martyred because she resisted the Sorcerer King who made his capital of Liberio before Liberio was Liberio.
When we finish taking a look, I think we should explore some of these corridors. Who knows what else is around here?
And Pluto, what would you like to do?
Well, I want to take a look at the clothes that these zombies were wearing.
They really weren't wearing much of any sort of clothing. But nevertheless, what kind of things are you looking for?
I'm going to investigate, which I'm terrible at, but maybe I'll employ Sebastian. But I want to just see if there's anything that that can give me some clue as to what they were before they died.
Okay. In that case, give me a perception check.
Ooh. 18.
Examining one of the bodies, you actually find that the back of one of the bodies has a bunch of old sailors' tattoos on it.
This is the money.
Mm-hmm.
They must have, because they would have come from somewhere, and if they're not priests and they're not paladins, then number one, how'd they get in here? They must have been taken here, brought here. But then, where were they before? Yeah. What do you think, Sebastian? Where sailors?
We are in Liberio, which is at the edge of the Middle Sea.
It's probably the biggest port in the entire continent.
So there's a big port here, and sailors come and go.
They love it. They love port.
Yeah. In fact, looking at the sailors' tattoos, this man probably, judging from it, actually, this man would have sailed around the south of Caspia and probably down into Turin. So he's not local.
I think we're trying to hunt a necromancer who's stealing local sailors who arrive in, well, not local, sailors who arrive in port. I'm gonna come next to Pluto, and together maybe, besides the fact that it's changed into a bile monster, can I determine cause of death?
Like pre
yeah.
Undead?
Give me a medicine check.
Whew. All right, come on, dice. Pluto, you wanna help?
Is this your first medicine check?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm no good at medicine. Well, I have a +2.
Yep, you guys can roll it. It's going to be hard.
I got a 13.
I got a 17.
Because neither of you are proficient in medicine, and
I think he died from being an undead and blasted with radiant damage.
Pretty much. If there, whatever killed this man before you destroyed its undead form, you can't piece that together.
But your goggles down.
Okay. Then here's a question just based on standard logic. The bodies were relatively bloated. Did the bloated look like drowning, or was it just generic bloated, or I can't really tell the difference?
They were bloated because their bodies were like
full of bile,
full of this poisonous gas. Like, actually thinking about it, these things were living bombs.
Ooh, they were traps.
Like, if they had have gotten out and into a crowd gathered in the catacombs, especially one that wasn't ready for what they do, it could have been really bad.
Somebody was trying to sabotage everything here. So
but it doesn't feel like the Queen of Thieves.
No.
This is not something she would dabble in.
The Queen of Thieves doesn't strike me as a necromancer. She doesn't strike me is somebody who raises the dead. So I write down in my notes, necromancer ? Our new enemy, the necromancer, we will call them.
This isn't like, other than Oscar Yoren, I can't think of anyone that I know.
Not anybody outside of Drakkenheim. I mean, I've heard stories of the Pale Man. Ryan Greymere's dabbled, but nothing like this. And we're here in Liberio. The Pale Man wouldn't leave Drakkenheim. Ryan Greymere might, but she has no reason to do this. She's not.
She would come to us.
Yeah.
Is she not?
Yeah. Ryan Greymere's not an enemy anymore. So.
It's also kind of disturbing, though, that you have these undead that are just walking around underneath one of the largest cathedrals. Like,
yeah,
I think we need to tell I wrote down her name because writing names is good. Flamekeeper Porsha.
I agree, but I want to just check the last couple of rooms here to see if we can find a point of entry that might give us more information before we head up.
I might need another potion or two. Do you guys have any extras?
Yeah, I was thinking about taking another one myself. I have. What do I have?
Do you have anything to spare? I think I forgot most of mine back at the villa or something. Or
you take a superior.
Ooh, is that 40?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Veo.
And I'm gonna take a greater.
I have a potion of poison resistance. That might have been cool.
Greater's 20, right?
Shut up, Sebastian. Well, this is probably useless, and he throws it on the ground.
Potion of water breathing, potion of poison resistance.
Do you need any healing, Sebastian?
Allow you to,
no, I am quite all right, actually. They didn't touch me.
Okay, well, that really helped out a lot. I think I'm happy to lead into the fray once again.
Okay. I think going forward, depending on if we kept up against anything else, we gotta be careful because we're not at our full.
We should also bring one of those like scraggly bodies back to show Porsha because she needs to know what we're dealing with.
Yeah. Agreed.
If we find any more living corpses, what I might do is I might transform them into a smaller creature. Then we can bring it upstairs and no, that's probably a bad idea.
Release it to the crowd.
It would stand as an example of what we. But no, you're right. That's crown
lets us know when they're nearby. So
true.
I'm just gonna watch for it glowing.
Yeah,
I'm getting that sense.
Which door do we open?
Okay.
Beo, what do you think?
Well, I mean, the password was Fiona. So maybe the one with Saint Fiona?
Sure.
Okay. As you open the chamber door, which slides open, it comes into a kind of an antechamber-like room that has two stairways leading off of it, which both lead downward, and then ends in another grand doorway. This chamber is decorated with the trappings of the life and deeds of Saint Fiona, who, as it and largely it shows in bas relief. It illustrates her tutelage under Saint Tarna, and the friendship of the two women in their resisting the rule of the Sorcerer Kings, and then shows finally in the center at the door opposite the chamber. It depicts the dramatic scene of the martyrdom of Saint Fiona, where she is struck down by one of the Sorcerer Kings, and she unfortunately was one of those who while she has a wonderful like story of rebellion, she was not victorious in the end, and so the Sorcerer King made an example of her. But in that, in her death, it backfired because so loved was Saint Fiona that the people rose up again, like joined in that her death was seen as an affront.
Mm.
So the stairways lead down and through, but you do notice that there is signs of lots of movement through this chamber immediately as you come in. There are trails of the bile from the creatures that you created, similar to the ones from the creatures that you saw earlier, tracking through this room, and leading in all directions, in all exits.
I say we follow the bile in all directions.
Can I go back for a second, see if there was bile leading to this room?
There is not.
Okay.
But the bile goes in all directions?
Yeah, like drippings of it, yeah.
What's across the way? Is this another door?
Yes, it is, yeah. That is the decorated door that shows the death of Saint Fiona, yeah.
And that has bile dripping up to it as well?
Yes. In fact, the majority of it is coming from there.
I walk up to the door, I turn to my friends, and I'm like, well, what's the worst that could happen? And I'm going to slide open this door. Okay.
This door opens to a massive chamber, the mausoleum of Saint Fiona herself. The large chamber has very clearly sustained some damage, in that there is signs of one of the pillars in the room being toppled over. Although this doesn't seem like recent damage, these catacombs are ancient, and so there's a certain extent that these might have left here as a memorial, as part of the memorial itself. But up over here, you can see that the doorway over here has been battered down into a rough passageway, that is clearly spilling out into a dugout cave. In the midst of the room, over the great kind of setting where the bones of Saint Fiona are placed, you can see that there is a warped-looking undead creature. It resembles a man, but he is clearly undead, but you can see the signs of almost contamination or mutation, for it has several tentacled limbs coming off of it. Hovering around it is a shadowy demonic figure, and laid on the ground all around them in this room are at least 100 more of these bloated bodies laying inert on the ground.
Does it notice us when we open the door?
I slide the door open and then I just slowly step to the side and like into the shadow.
Well, I'll roll a d6.
Oh, what is the lighting like in here?
It is not illuminated.
At all?
4.
Okay.
6.
All right. Veo, as Sebastian opens the door, you catch sight of all this. And if you want to, you can roll me a stealth check to try to close the door quietly before these creatures in this room notice that Sebastian opened it.
Yes, I will do that. 19.
I'm looking for 20. I'm very sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
As you try to close the door in time for before these creatures notice that you've stumbled in upon them, unfortunately, it's not quite enough. And you can see the demon screech. Ah! Roll for initiative.
All right.
So sorry, you said it wasn't illuminated at all in here?
This room is not illuminated, but as soon as Pluto gets a bit closer, it will be because he will light it up.
Pluto, stop.
I'm your nightlight. It's a dim light.
Vale?
Oh, you want to be dark?
What you got?
I got a 26.
Okay. 26 for Vale. Pluto?
18.
Okay. Sebastian.
17.
Alrighty. It looks like it's just going to be you guys go, I go.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Are we running away? Are we staying?
No, we're fighting. Why would we run away? Veo.
I'm not
You look at us and we're a bit injured.
Yeah, I'm bleeding.
You guys, I haven't even used my best spells. I roll up my sleeves.
I love it.
Okay.
I'm not scared.
Alright, Veo, it's your turn.
I'm scared, but let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna use my feline agility. Get in here and kind of get behind this pillar.
Okay.
And take some shots at this squid guy.
Alrighty.
Oh, I'm gonna kind of peek out from behind this. I'm assuming it's a pillar. It's a pillar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And take some shots at him.
Alrighty. Fire away.
Woo! 24 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay. That is 23 damage.
Mm-hmm.
13 to hit.
That is not a hit. Whatever that it just goes completely wide for this creature.
15 to hit.
Also not a hit.
Ooh, okay. And then I use the 5 feet I have left to can I bonus action hide? Can't use
It's
my
not a
action.
very good hiding spot. So it's at best, if as long as you yeah, hiding, it's not a good enough hiding spot for you to be able to remain like there.
Oh,
yeah.
and there's no light in this room.
Yes, but these creatures have dark vision.
But
So-
I am invisible, and dark vision does not work on me. I always forget I have
correct.
this.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
invisible?
I always forget that I have
It's a gloomstalker thing.
it's
Oh.
dread while in darkness, I'm invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see me in darkness.
Okay.
Cool.
That's I feel bad that this is the combat encounter that you remember this in. Paluto, it's your turn.
This pillar here, is it obscuring a lot of the bodies?
Obscuring how?
Like, are they
Underneath it?
behind
No.
it?
No.
Okay.
I just for the avoidance of doubt, let us just say that that the piled bodies are kind of stacked in rows here and here.
Then I step into the room and I just gotta check some numbers. I want to go. Oh yeah, Oh yeah. I crush the diamond in my Helm of Brilliance, and I cast Prismatic Spray.
Okay. Cool. What is the saving throw DC?
Now, does it hit some of the I guess they're just bodies, though, right?
They are, but I'll say it will destroy a bunch of them, and they're inert, so they won't explode.
DC 17.
And it's
for the Helm of Brilliance.
Dexterity. Okay. The spellcaster succeeds its save, and the demonic creature also succeeds its save, but they still will be affected for half of whatever the prismatic spray is.
Okay, so purple's going to be spellcaster, silver's going to be the demonic thing. Silver was the demonic thing. You got an 8, so
2 beams. Okay, 2 beams. Sure.
So 3 and 1 on the demonic thing, and 3 on the caster.
Okay, so it's lightning damage and fire damage. So it's 10d6 damage in each case. Oh, you're gonna be very sad.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so they both take the lightning damage, so roll 10d6 for the lightning damage.
Let me guess, they're like immune to lightning damage.
They're both resistant to lightning damage.
What an obscure damage to be resistant to. Okay, so 30 lightning damage.
Okay, so that's halved and halved again, so they both take 7 points.
God.
And the other one does take 10d6 fire damage, which it's also resistant to. But roll it. Every little bit counts.
36.
Okay, so that's half. So 18.
9.
9. Okay.
So a 7th level spell did 16 damage in.
It's better than nothing.
How much better though?
I mean,
I go, take that, fiends, and they just look at. They're like, oh, it's just a little bright. Ugh. Ugh. That's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah. Sebastian, it's your turn.
All right. Sebastian walks into the room, pats Pluto on the back as he goes past, and he's
I
like,
used magic, Sebastian. Did you see me?
"Yeah, good job, buddy."
Thanks, man. I think I could do more better next time.
As you're saying that, like, I give my neck a crack and like crack the knuckles, and I'm like, all right. So dealing with shadow creatures, let's show them another shadow creature. And I kind of pump myself up, and again my eyes start glowing purple, octarine.
Yeah.
My flesh starts like covering in like shadowy tendrils, and then these shadowy wings appear on my back. And I start rising into the air, and my hands take on like a shadowy talon-like claws. And I begin to fly.
Ooh.
And I exhale
What spell are you casting?
Draconic Transformation.
Ooh.
And as I rise into the air as like I don't imagine it looks draconic. I imagine that with Sebastian, I basically like cover myself in shadows. Like I look like a demon.
Okay,
basically.
Sure.
A shadowy demon.
Mm-hmm.
And I exhale this cone of octarine energy in a 60-foot cone. They
Don't
must
do
make
fire and lightning.
No, it's force damage.
That's a good one.
And yeah, I'm gonna blast them from. I'm about. How high are the ceilings here?
40 feet.
I am 30 feet in the air, blasting.
I mean, they both have magic resistance, so they both succeed their saves, but they're not resistant. They're not resistant or immune to force damage.
Well, all right.
We had an opportunity. We're just throwing it out there to close the door.
No,
Yep.
we're going to kill them. Guys, it's going to be fine. Just because they're taking half damage doesn't mean we can't kill them. You guys...
We're getting
guys
quarter
like running.
damage, man.
Here we go. Gonna use empowered spell. That'll be 31 damage.
Ooh.
All right. I mean, it's still 15 points each. Every little bit helps, you know? Every little
There you
bit
go,
counts.
there you go,
There's damage
there you
on
go.
the board against both of them. Anything else, sir?
Bonus action. Which one's the spellcaster?
The one with the tentacles.
All right. I'll tell you what I am going to do.
Oh.
I reach out my shadowy clawed hand and a dark portal appears in front of it and a dog comes running out.
Oh.
We haven't
Mhm.
seen this guy in a while.
Reaper.
Okay.
Reaper pounces out of the shadowy realm. And now I need to read what this does again. It's been a while.
Would that would have made him make the saves with?
Yeah, probably. I'm.
See, yeah,
it's been a
I'm
while.
getting-
It's
yeah,
been a
I'm
while.
getting
I'm
the-
rusty.
All right. In the ground under where by the spellcaster.
Yeah, it's going to attack the spellcaster. The hound can make opportunity attacks. While the hound is within 5 feet of the target has disadvantage on saving throws against any spell you cast. The hound disappears. Okay, cool.
Alrighty. Spellcaster casts Misty Step.
Oh.
Pops over here. And draws in. Pulls out a delirium crystal.
Oh.
Snaps it. And mind blasts all three of you. I need intelligence saving throws from everybody.
Oh no! Wait, did I? Okay, this is a side question, but did I get my charisma back?
No.
Wait, what?
Sebastian?
19.
Veo?
16.
Pluto?
So, first question: does a 13 make it?
No.
Okay, then I'm gonna start my indomitable lucky continuous until I hopefully get it. Does a 14 get it?
No. Veo and Pluto, you are stunned. And you both take 22 psychic damage.
I'm gonna use my lucky. Does a 12 get it?
No.
Darn it.
How many times did you re-roll that?
you just keep using features until you just get stunned anyways.
And as the demonic figure flies towards Sebastian, crying out for Sebastian's soul, that's where we'll end for the night.
No.
Ooh, do I kind of look like him? Because I'm a big scary shadow demon and we fly at each other?
Yeah, it's cool.
No.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh my.
So I'm stunned,
Yeah.
which is I'm incapacitated. And everything just has advantage on me. Cool.
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
I'm stunned and no one can see me.
Yeah, we lose Veo and we can never find it.
Well, no, because Pluto's helmet is now illuminating the space.
How
Right.
far though?
Within 30
It's like
feet. of
30
him.
feet.
So yeah.
It's like a 30-foot little like dim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Good to know.
Well,
Oh, guys, we're fine. Wanting
So
to run
funny.
away from every battle.
not every battle. Just after I have to take after I take like 80 damage and use all of my short rest features.
Well, we'll see how we all do next week.
Woo.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We will confirm. So, in a funny turn of events, my convocation ceremony is next week.
Oh,
for my PhD, but it's in the morning, and I'm gonna have a lovely lunch to celebrate with my professors and whatnot. So I think we'll still be playing, but we'll make an announcement if plans change, because my school is actually, oddly enough, having its reception before it's weird, but yeah. So I thought I might have to cancel next week, but hopefully we don't. We'll see. So with that. But in the meantime, I want to thank our amazing cast, Kelly, Jill, and Joe, for playing tonight.
And I want to thank Kyle for all the work that he's doing behind the scenes. We miss you, Kyle. Excited to see him this weekend. And also a huge thank you to Monty for running the stream tonight and for being a great DM. Or not, running the game tonight, being a great DM. And, making more creepy crypts for us to explore, because we love a good crypt.
A good creepy crypt. Yeah,
it was scary and fun, and yeah, thank you for hurting us. And thank you to all of our the talented artists who provided some incredible assets that we use in our live stream games. You can use them in your games too, and we encourage you to go out and support some of these amazing creators. We use Roll20 for a virtual tabletop. A lot of the player character artwork by Elizabeth Perot. Some of the cartography by Joshua. What were the maps tonight?
Tonight is by Neutral Party.
Neutral Party, some maps by Neutral Party, and tokens from the official token set. So please check out, and you can enjoy these on your own games.
Of course, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store. You can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes t-shirts, including Yes, Shadows of Drakkenheim. Check out bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
And we have an amazing Patreon community that helps make all of our work that we do here on YouTube, Twitch, and elsewhere possible. If you enjoy the work, first of all, a massive thank you to all of our patrons. You guys are so awesome. You have been some of our biggest fans and most amazing viewers, and we love hanging out with you, chatting with you, hearing all your support. If you want to join our amazing community, you can find out how by following the links in the description below and sign up on Patreon.
And if you do sign up on Patreon, you can join our exclusive, phenomenal Discord community where we hang out with all of our patrons. We do monthly writers' rooms where people help us work on new scripts for upcoming videos. We actually have a video coming out in a couple weeks that was entirely made during a writer's room. We also have our monthly Q&As or homebrew workshops. So if you're out there wondering, how do we get the Dungeon Dudes to take a look at our homebrew material? We're going to be trying to run a few more of those a little bit more often. So we either do a Q&A where we just answer general questions, or we open up submissions for homebrew material and we take a few and we review them. All that is for our patrons. Also, if you grabbed the latest Kickstarter, Sebastian Crow's Guide to Drakkenheim, or the previous Kickstarter, Dungeons of Drakkenheim, and have questions or want to share stories or talk to other DMs who are running the game, our Discord is a great place to do that. And we pop in and give our insights so that you can talk to the writers themselves. So all of that is on our Discord. Make sure to check it out.
We also post new videos every other Tuesday and every Thursday on YouTube. Check it out at youtube.com/Dungeon Dudes.
And be sure to join us live, hopefully next Tuesday, when we record the campaign live on Twitch. Check us out from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch the video episodes of the show on YouTube, or, of course, check us out as an audio-only podcast as well.
And if you are going to PAX Unplugged next in just a couple weeks, the first week of December, we're going to be there, and we're doing a panel at 5:30 on Saturday as part of the con. So if you want to have an amazing weekend at the convention and you want to meet us, we'll be there. So come to PAX, come to our panel, come say hi. If you happen to pick up a copy of Dungeons of Drakkenheim, we'll be leaving time to sign some books, do all that fun stuff. But yeah, we will be heading off to PAX Unplugged in lovely Philadelphia. It is our second time going to be there. Through the whole weekend, we'll be hanging out across the convention floors and probably quite a few of the surrounding establishments of fine beverages, and checking out all the things to see and do at PAX. But we also will have our very special panel, which will also be live streamed on the official PAX channel, from what I understand.
Ooh.
Yeah, so if you can't make it to PAX, you'll be able to check that out as well. So that'll be coming up in just a couple weeks. With that, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time in Drakkenheim.